So, hi everybody. And Tracy, hi. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me today. I just want to set the ground a little bit for everybody to know that you and I did the timeline reset together last week. And you had such amazing things to say when we spoke earlier that I thought it would be a nice opportunity for other people to kind of hear what it's like from somebody who went through it. So I'll just ask you a couple of simple questions and you can take it away and say whatever you feel, you need to say or want to say. So
Okay.
I was wondering, I think people would be wondering in the first place, why were you drawn to Timeline Reset? And, what inspired you? Why did you want to do it?
Good question. So, in all honesty, I've known you from the past, and you and I both just clicked. And I know that you're just an easy, cool, non-judgmental person. And then I saw you on Facebook, and I saw that you were glowing, and you had had an experience, and you had invited other people to reach out to you about an experience you had just had called Timeline Reset. So after I was just seeing this bliss you were having, and I also was drawn to the words timeline because I understand we're in the millennium now and we can change our timeline. This might be hard for some people to understand, but it really is the way that we're going. We can change our future, change our past, change our present just by our perception. So I was drawn to it because of just the title of the program. I really had no idea what it was, but I felt your bliss, and I was having a couple of weeks there where I was not feeling well. I was full of anxiety and all, and so I was drawn to that Facebook video and those words.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. So tell me, what was your experience like when we actually did it, the timeline reset? What
Yeah.
was that like for you?
Well, it was really easy. Probably because I know that you're non-judgmental. I know that about you.
Mm-hmm.
And the room was just so perfect, and it was just very safe. It felt very safe. And I also showed up very well knowing that I can get out of this funk that I was in by just asking for some help. I knew that I needed a little bit of help, and I knew that it was possible for me to change my thinking and to reset my timeline. I knew it was possible. So the experience was really easy because I knew you knew what you were doing. Neither one of us were going to get anything wrong. So I thought it was just so easy, and it was very effective. And I'm very glad I did it, and I'll do it again.
Wow, thank you. I can't
Yeah,
wait to do it again with you.
I know. We got a part two.
But that's the cool thing
Mhm.
is that, it's really about letting go of stuck, long held emotions. And, I have been through this timeline reset a few times now. Because there's always possibility, there's always more that we can let go of.
Right.
But how do you feel now after? Tell me what's changed for you.
Well, I'm currently blissful. I have been ever since. And what specifically changed for me was um, that I don't have any access to the panic attacks that started to come back for me, because that was what my issue was. Is I'd had panic attacks in the past, and if anybody knows what they are, they know they're absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
And I've had them in the past, and I was able to do the work and just really heal some things in order to get me through it. Um, but then they came back the last couple of weeks, and again, I just said, like they say in the universe, ask and it is given. So I asked, please send somebody who can help me. Show me who's going to help me. And you showed up, and it was completely unexpected. I couldn't have come up with that in my own mind. I wouldn't have thought to, because you and I don't have we don't have a working therapeutic relationship or anything, but there you were. And I was like, I felt that this was going to help me. So immediately going through the process with you, finding out that it was stuck sadness for me. I don't mind sharing that because this is real. This is the truth. It was stuck sadness for me. And once I was able to do some mantras through with your help and come up with some work for me to do, these affirmations with your help, I was able to eradicate the panic that I was having. And I did put myself through the test. I had to drive far distances, and that's where the anxiety was showing itself. And it literally, I'm not on that timeline at the moment. I don't even have access to the remembrance of what was happening to me a few weeks ago. I don't have that physical experience in my body anymore because I jumped the timeline. It's just, I just don't have access to it. And knowing that because I've done it before in my lifetime and doing it through you now, it just brings about such gratitude. I'm so grateful because I've stopped suffering. So
Yes.
that's the greatest thing to be grateful for, is not suffering.
Yeah.
So it's my pleasure to be here to try to help someone else to know that they can
Yeah.
stop suffering. You really can.
Yeah. So that leads me to my very last question of you is, would you recommend this to people?
I've already recommended it on a
Thank
phone call
you.
today. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's our job, right? When we are given the gift um, of healing, especially in this world today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially as women, we tell each other, hey, you should try this, you should try this. Not that it wouldn't work for males, of course it would. But it's a gift I want to share with everybody. I would definitely recommend it. I hope everybody does this, and I hope everybody shows up courageous and brave enough to just let go and
Yeah.
not worry, because you're not there to judge. You're really there to help, and you take everybody as they come. And I know that about you. So you took me as I showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So because I showed up, I got the healing that I wanted, and it's possible. So I highly recommend that for
Thank you
anybody.
for, yeah, thank you for saying that, because it really, I consider myself a facilitator, but the real work is with you and, with any client. So what I would say to someone is, if you're ready to let go of this old stuck stuff that is not serving you anymore, this is an amazing process to enable you to just finally let it go without having to go through, a lot of deep traumatic remembering or any of that. It's really just that simple, that given the right circumstances and this process, you can really literally just let it go and
Yes, we can.
right, and set yourself up for a better, a happier, easier life.
And when we're blissful, because I know a lot of people have trouble even imagining themselves as, how dare we be so happy, right? The audacity to be so blissful and happy. But the truth of it is that we're better for others. We're better for the people in our family and the people in our community and our planet when we show up healed. We're more effective. So if nothing else, um, the residual is that I'm blissful, but I'm also way cooler to be around at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah, much more patient and just funner and just funner. It's
I'm
great.
funner. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, thanks for taking the time to
Thank
do this
you.
little testimonial with me. In my heart, I so appreciate and I'm so grateful for you taking this time, Tracy.
It's such a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
everything.